So we've got our base quantities, but what are we going to do with these? Why are we referring to them as being building blocks? They are the building blocks for other quantities. Say if we multiply length with length, both of which are obviously base quantities, we get area. So length is measured in meters, and if we're multiplying that, we are creating a new unit. So we are creating a new quantity, and this would be the unit for this quantity. A quantity that is created by combining other quantities is called a derived quantity. Let's do another combination. Let's say we are combining displacement and time, and this time we're using division. So if we divide displacement by time, that gives us a new quantity, velocity. Velocity is not a base quantity. We've just created it by dividing two base quantities. Again, if we have a look at the units, the unit for displacement would be the meter, the unit for time is the second, and therefore velocity actually has these units. If we go on to something even more complex, say force, force is created by multiplying mass and acceleration. Now we can note that mass is one of the base quantities. However, acceleration is not. In fact, when it comes to acceleration, we can break it down further. We can break down acceleration into velocity and time. So acceleration is created by dividing velocity by time. Velocity, in turn, is not one of the base quantities we have just discussed. Therefore, velocity can be broken down even further. And for velocity, we can say that it has been created by displacement and time. So what we're doing here is we're starting off with base quantities, combining those by either multiplying or dividing to create a new quantity. Then we can use these new quantities and further combine them with other base quantities or other derived quantities to create even more quantities. So say, for example, as in the case of acceleration, we took the velocity, this newly formed quantity, divided that by time, combined them into a new quantity, acceleration. For force, we've taken acceleration again that we have just created and multiplied that to yet another quantity. In this case, a base quantity, but it could have been a derived quantity. But in this case, this combination gives us a force. We can keep on going on with this. Say, for example, we want to create power by using force. So if we multiply force to, say, velocity, that will give us power. So what we're doing is we're starting off with base quantities, combining those to create new quantities, and in turn these new quantities can be further combined to create even more quantities. Basically, all of the physical quantities that exist in physics can be created like so. However, we do need to start off with those first 7 building blocks, which are known as base quantities.